I lied to you, you know, about why I left Orlais.
Welcome back, everybody. I was just going to return to camp, and then Leliana started talking to me, so... Why?
I didn't feel like talking about it then. What happened to me? Maybe it will affect us, maybe not, but you should know. I came to Ferelden and the Chantry because I was being hunted in Orlais.
Hunted? What for?
I was framed, betrayed by someone I thought I knew and could trust. Marjolaine. She was my mentor and friend. She taught me the bardic arts, how to enchant with words and song, to carry myself like a highborn lady, to blend in as a servant. The skills I learned, I used to serve her, my bard master, because I loved her, and because I enjoyed what I did.
So, you were dutiful, but you still got in trouble.
You can say it was my fault. There was a man I was sent to kill. I was to bring Marjolaine everything he carried. I don't know who this man was. She gave me a name and a description, and I hunted him down. I found documents on his body, sealed documents.
Important documents?
It turns out that they were. My curiosity got the better of me. Something told me that I needed to know what was in those letters. Marjolaine had been selling all kinds of information about Orlais to other countries, Nevarra and Antiva among others. It was treason.
Isn't that kind of what bards do?
Some. But I had always assumed Marjolaine only operated within Orlais. This was an unhappy surprise for me. My life as bard taught me that my loyalties should be kept fluid. My concern was not that she was a traitor, but that her life would be in danger if she was caught. Orlais has been at war with so many countries. It takes a harsh view of such things, as I later discovered.
What do you mean?
I should have left well alone, but I didn't. I had to tell Marjolaine I feared for her life. She brushed aside my concern. She admitted her guilt, but said it was in the past. That is why the documents had to be destroyed, she said. I believed her. I kept believing up till the moment they showed me the documents, altered by her hand, to make me look the traitor.
What happened then?
The Orlesian guards. They captured me. Did terrible things to make me confess and reveal my conspirators. It was a traitor's punishment I endured. And at the end of it, all that awaited me was eternity in an unmarked grave.
How did you get out?
The skills Marjolaine taught me were good for something at least. I broke free when I saw the opportunity. I did not seek Marjolaine out. If she thought I was coming for her, she would have me caught again.
And so you came to Ferelden, to Lothering.
I was tempted to confront her. I was furious, betrayed. But what could I do against her? And so I fled to Ferelden, to the Chantry and the Maker. Ferelden protected my person, and the Maker saved my soul. And that is the reason I am here. The real reason. No more lies between us, at least in this.
Thank you, Leliana, for trusting me with this.
It feels good to have this off my chest. Thank you for listening and understanding.
Wow, I think that whole conversation just surprised the living hell out of Maeve. Like, I really don't think she expected any of that at all. And for Leliana to trust her with it, because I think up until now she hasn't really known exactly what to think of Leliana, and so for her to just come out and tell her everything, just like, this is what happened, this is why I'm here, and I'm trusting you with this information, she's like really surprised and a little, I mean, like, she's happy. It's a good thing. Now I need to talk to Wynne and find out what the hell happened back on the path.
I must ask, what does being a Grey Warden mean to you?
I guess we're not going to talk about what happened to you? I've been chosen to do something important.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight. Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men.
You mean to say I serve as a protector?
As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men. And you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they.
I suppose that makes sense.
A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
Many kings are tyrants.
And the country suffers for it. If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
I love that mod. I really do. Like, I can't stop looking at Wynn's eyes with that mod. Alright, hey Zev. Actually, hold on a second, never mind. I think I have a question, not a question, a gift? Maybe? I think I have a gift for Zevran? Maybe? Oh crap, I don't see it. I don't know. I'll talk to him in a minute.
At your service.
Question.
Of course.
Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
Oh? I don't think I've ever seen you wearing it.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
And what's the real reason?
You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
I do really want to know, yes.
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right? The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
You enjoyed hunting mages, did you?
No, I never got that far. I mostly learned about discipline, and training my mind to use the abilities that Templars have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
The alienage in Denerim. My family's there.
You must miss them a great deal. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are the closest I ever got to that kind of family. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good, either way.
They can be rebuilt.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Just +1? Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Zev, I guess.
Hmm.
Want to answer some questions?
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Tell me a little bit about Antifa. Or no, what is your opinion of the Dalish? I should
I
ask.
know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease, and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Shit! Zevran, that's horrible.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me.
Wow.
My first victim, as it were.
Aww.
We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
And yet you're oddly cheerful about it all.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
Yeah, you can say that again.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
Has there been no joy in your life at all?
Oh, there has been plenty. To tell the truth, it is because I expected nothing more. Still, even I eventually thought that it would be better for me if I ran off to join the famous Dalish when one of their clans drew near Antiva city. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
I know I picked up a gift for him somewhere because they were gloves. They were Dalish gloves, weren't they? Fuck. I know I did. 'Cause Andraste's Grace, silver brooch, fancy scroll, onyx demon statuette, alcohol, silver medallion, more alcohol, blue satin shoes, oxbone, Dalish gloves. Okay. I knew I had picked something up because I remembered that he got a pair of...
You have excellent taste. Gloves? You're giving me gloves? What for?
They're Dalish gloves, like your mother's, the ones you just told me about.
Maker's breath. You're right. It is like my mother's. The leather was less thick and it had more embroidery, but these are very close and quite handsome.
It was nothing.
Still, I appreciate the fact that you even thought of me. No one has simply given me a gift before. Thank you.
You're very welcome, sweetie. Wow, plus 11. Jeez. Oh man, I still don't know who I'm gonna romance, guys. I don't think Sten has anything more to say. I still want to ask Wynne about what happened on the path.
What's on your mind?
Are you feeling better now?
Oh, yes, and thank you for asking. I'm feeling much better today.
Please let me know if there's anything I can do.
Well, thank you for your kindness, my dear. It certainly warms these rickety old bones.
Alright, I guess we should go see if Sten, Shale, and Morgan have anything to say.
You called.
Nope, he doesn't have anything to say. Let's go.
As you wish.
I've exhausted all of my conversation options with him for now, until I get his sword.
I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
Because I'm not human?
Oh, it's not just that. Well, I'm sure that's part of it, but it's not only that. Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
Sure, we alienage elves are just better that way.
Then that must be it. The humans have always spoken about elves being inferior, but obviously this is their own stupidity talking. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
And we wouldn't want that.
Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Oh, goodness. What's funny is I think Maeve's being mostly sarcastic with Shale, and I don't think Shale notices. Morrigan.
I await your command.
Um,
So, full of questions, are you?
never mind. Nothing, I guess, until I do her personal quest. Okay, let's see. Let's go talk to Leliana again, because I believe she has something to say after all of that.
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was when my mother died, and this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
That is comforting.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think. One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
I love that scene. The music is just beautiful, and I mean, it's just, oh, I love that scene. Oh, love that scene so much. I don't know what else to do. I have some gifts I can give away to people. Let's see. Get their affection for me up a bit here. Let's see. Sten, I don't think I have anything for you. I suppose I can give you the painted sky ball.
You have my thanks.
3 approval. Alright. Alistair, my friend. I think Alistair likes the statuettes.
Is that for me? Really? Wow. Wow.
He's so amazed. It's adorable. Fancy squirrel, maybe?
A generous gift. Thank you ever so much.
You're very welcome. Benny, I have a bone for you, my pet. He's already at 100, but whatever. I gave him something already, so... Morgan likes jewelry.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Leliana likes shoes.
Oh, how dear of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I don't have anything for Shale, unfortunately. Alright, the alcohol, I have my storage... Excuse me, my storage chest over here. Alcohol, I'm putting into storage. Because I do not have... I don't remember picking that up, to be perfectly honest. Where the hell did I get a tangled ball of yarn? Okay. Let's see. The alcohol goes to somebody that I don't have yet. So. And then I have a lot of stuff to sell. So I'll be right back. I'm going to take care of this stuff. Alright, I'm going to make one more round to everybody after giving out gifts and getting their approval rating up a little bit, so.
At your service.
I think I know what the something
Well,
private thing
we're
is.
in camp. Now's as good a time as any to talk, right?
I don't know that any of that applies right
Fair
now.
enough. Off we go then.
I don't
At your service.
think she's ready to bring up her feelings for him yet.
Of course.
What changes about you after the joining?
You mean other than becoming a Grey Warden?
You've been a Grey Warden longer than I have.
You know, I asked Duncan this too. And all I got was, you'll see.
He wouldn't tell you?
Well, it's not that Duncan wants to keep it a secret. It's just that the Grey Wardens don't discuss it much. I gather it's not a pleasant topic. The first change I noticed was an increase in appetite. I used to get up in the middle of the night and raid the castle larder. I thought I was starving. I'd slurp down every dinner like it was my last. My face all covered in gravy. When I'd look up, the other Grey Wardens would stare, then laugh themselves to tears.
I haven't felt anything like that.
Really? Because I was watching you wolf down food the other day, and I thought, ooh, it's a good thing she gets a lot of exercise.
What can I say? I'm a growing girl.
I'll say. I didn't mean it like that. No, don't hit me. I bruise easily. Oh, and then there were the nightmares. Duncan said it was part of how we sense the Darkspawn. We tap into their, well, I don't know what you call it, their group mind. And when we sleep, it's even worse. You learn to block it out after a while, but at first it's hard. It's supposed to be worse for those who join during a blight. How is it for you?
Nightmares. Yes, I think I know what you mean.
Some people never have much trouble, but that's rare. Others have trouble sleeping their entire life. They're just more sensitive, I suppose. Everyone ends up the same, though. Once you reach a certain age, the real nightmares come. That's how a Grey Warden knows his time has come.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. We never had time to tell you that part, did we? Well, in addition to all the other wonderful things about being a Grey Warden, you don't need to worry about dying from old age. You've got 30 years to live, give or take. The taint, it's a death sentence. Ultimately, your body won't be able to take it. When the time comes, most Grey Wardens go to Orzammar and die in battle rather than waiting. It's tradition.
Why Orzammar?
You'll always find Darkspawn down where the dwarves are. The oldest Grey Wardens head to the deep roads for one last glorious battle. Not that there's a shortage of Darkspawn during a blight, but that's the tradition. The dwarves respect us for it. And you wondered why we kept the joining a secret from the new recruits. There you have it.
Actually, no, I never wondered that. I understand.
You know, Duncan, he started having the nightmares again. He told me that in private. He said it wouldn't be long before he'd go to Orzammar himself. I guess he got what he wanted. I just wish it had been something worthy of him.
He will be remembered, Alistair, as will the others.
I know. Ending the blight should make this all worthwhile, right?
Problem is that Maeve's not a very forward person, so...
I've a question, if I may.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
Does your oath expire then?
Not precisely. I said I would serve you until you saw fit to release me. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
I could always use a friend.
Oh, not more than friends?
We'll have to see, won't we?
Indeed we shall. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Why does he disapprove? Zevran, why you disapprove, man? Care to answer some questions?
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Tell me a little about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
You don't like Ferelden?
It is fine enough with its dogs and its mud. The people are spirited, even if they can't tell the difference between an assassin and a mere killer. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
Of course. My mother was better than any gem.
You have me there, indeed. Everyone can make no such claim, as I never laid eyes on the woman. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be, but not this one. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's
Headphones are
leather-making
falling off.
district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
You sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. before I left, I was tempted to spend a little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Your home is still there, Zevran.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not.
Beautiful, is it?
I say you are beautiful because it is true. Should I not?
No, by all means.
And glad I am to hear it. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Son of a bitch. Why do these guys gotta be so damn charming? I don't know who I'm going to romance. Hey, Lily.
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
Was she not happy in Orlais?
She wasn't unhappy. We had a good life, and she liked Orlais well enough. I loved it, though. Val Royeaux was so vibrant, colorful. Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
What was Cecily like?
She was an elderly lady, very refined and proper. She had impeccable manners and taste, more so than a lot of Orlesian ladies. Cecily was also kind. My mother was unmarried and with child. It was scandalous, and Cecily had every right to turn my mother out. She didn't. Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andraste's Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
Well, you like flowers, huh? I think I have one. I think I saw one when I was looking for Zevran's gloves. There it is, Andraste's Grace. I'll give this to her, and then I'll leave this episode here. Leliana.
Flowers? Oh, thank you. They're very pretty.
These are your mother's flowers, aren't they?
These were her favorite. I haven't seen these in such a long time. They smell just like Mother used to. Thank you. Thank you so much for remembering.
Well, you just told me, girlie. 13. Shit. Aww. I like Leliana.
Something I can help with?
Nothing, never mind. Alright, so this is where I'm going to leave this episode. All the talking and character development and all that good stuff. I'm still stuck with the dilemma here. Who to romance? Guys, go ahead and tell me in the comments who you guys are shipping Maeve with, because I don't even know yet, and I'm thinking about it from Maeve's point of view. It's too early to say love, quote unquote, anything, but she's definitely feeling a little lonely and wants the touch of a nice man. So, who do you ship Maeve with, guys? I'd love to know. Go ahead and tell me in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the very next episode of Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. Ciao.